The Javanese script or Aksara Jawa is a script developed in the island of Java and it's mainly used to write the Javanese language. The directionality of reading is first from left to right then top to bottom, such as that of the Latin alphabet. This video will explain briefly the main feature of the script including pronunciation, typing, consonants, diacritics, number, and punctuation. Depending on your dialect, the Javanese language could contain 10 unique vowels, which are A, O, I, E, U, O, E, O, which are represented in Latin with the character here respectively, with E having two different versions. We can see 10 of those vowels in action such as in the sentence. Konarek loro mburi, mene wis mari loro ta dorong. The provided characters or the script phonemes itself does not distinguish all the provided vowels, but they follow some patterns such as the script's phoneme A is usually pronounced as A in the second or third last open or closed syllable of a word. Is usually pronounced as O in its open syllable. In the last syllable of a word is pronounced as O if it is an open syllable. In the second last syllable of a word is pronounced as O if the last letter of a word is the phoneme A. The script phoneme I, U are respectively pronounced as A, O in a closed syllable or pronounced as I, U in an open syllable. The script phoneme always be pronounced as The script phoneme A can be pronounced as A or E both in an open or closed syllable. The script phoneme O usually will be pronounced as O in an open syllable but can be pronounced as O both in open or closed syllable. In an open syllable, E or O are respectively pronounced as E and O if there are an open syllable with I or U after it, or if there are a syllable with E or the said vowel itself. But this pattern doesn't always apply, so the best strategy is just to learn the language altogether. If you want to type in Aksara Jawa in Windows, make sure you follow these steps. First, go to the settings, type in language in the search bar, click edit language and keyboard options on the drop-down menu. Click add a preferred language, search for Java, then click on the part written in Aksara Jawa. Click next, then click install and wait for it to complete. Once done, to write in Aksara Jawa, just press the Windows button and space button to switch language. Then type something on your preferred program. To switch back, just press the Windows button and space again to switch to your previous language. Aksara Jawa is an abugida writing system that are derived from Pallava scripts, so its characters can be divided into letters and diacritics, and both of those contains characters that represent consonants and vowels. The first one is the letter consonants or Aksara Nglegena, which are ho, no, cho, ro, ko, do, to, so, wo, lo, po, do, jo, yo, nyo, mo, go, bo, tho, ngo. And typing these characters are pretty intuitive because the keys you press correlate with the consonants that it represents, but except for do, nyo, tho, and ngo. If you want to type woco, cok kayak boyo, which means read, don't be like a crocodile, just press these sets of characters. I want to point out that Aksara Jawa don't have any space to divide words or sentences like in Latin. And if you want to type any vowel, you use the character ho and follow it with the needed vowel diacritics or Sandhangan Swara, which are E, O, E, and O. And Sandhangan Swara can be used for any Aksara Nglegena or letter consonants listed before. Those 5 are the short vowels, but there are 6 more long vowels that no one barely uses, but I'm gonna list them anyways. Those of them are A, E, O, I, Au, U. So if you want to type Banyune Jo Budak, which means the water is muddy green, with your Javanese keyboard activated, just press this set of typing characters. And the K intact act as a guild consonant or huruf paten and be followed with a diacritic. We call this diacritic as Sandhangan. And the example above, the K are followed with a Sandhangan pangkon because the K isn't followed with any consonants or other character inside the sentence. If it does, we replace the pangkon with specific character that correlate with the following Aksara Nglegena. And we call those characters Pasangan. For example, Aksara. The consonant K is guild and followed with the Pasangan Sa. Another example is Tambak Lele. The consonant M is guild and followed with the Pasangan Bo. And the consonant K is guild too and followed with the Pasangan Lo, paired with the Sandhangan Swara A or taling on the side. If you want to type a guild consonant with the pasangan afterwards, just press slash after the guild consonant, then the following consonant will be rendered as pasangan version. So if you want to type tambak lele, just press this set of characters. Another point I have is, if you ever want to type Sandhangan Swara onto a pasangan, the correct orders are always here. The guild consonant first, then the pasangan, then the Sandhangan Swara. Just write kle in tambak lele. But here's the thing, some pasangan are useless because some of them are replaced with Sandhangan Panyigeg Wanda or literally vowel closer and Sandhangan Wyanjana or medial consonant. Panyigeg Wanda are just guild consonant. It include and pangkon. Like I said before, pangkon are only used at the end of sentences, but the first three can be used too in the middle of a sentence and replace guild consonant and To type those three, here are the keys. For example, woh gedang mekar, which means banana fruit blossom. The ke is not rendered as pasangan because the h in woh are typed as Panyigeg Wanda. This too applies to me in mekar since the guild consonant r are replaced with layar. Even though the r are placed at the end of sentences, it's still rendered as layar and not with ro paired with pangkon. And Sandhangan Wyanjana are just medial consonant. Sandhangan Wyanjana include r, i, r, e, u. And this character will replace the pasangan with their related consonant except for and u because they are the same character as their pasangan. And Sandhangan Wyanjana can be paired with pasangan to create a three consonants cluster. For example, Kiai Sregep lan Prawiro, which mean hardworking and brave priest. The consonant K is paired with pengkal, So is paired with keret, and the Sandhangan No is paired with cokro. There is this thing in Aksara Jawa called Aksara Murda. They are like different version of Aksara Nglegena that acts like a capital letter in Latin but only reserved for the name or title for honorable person or large places. So the first character of a sentence cannot be modernized except if the first character of the sentence is a part of someone's name. Out of the 20 Aksara Nglegena, only 9 of them have Murda form. Because not all of characters have Murda form, if the first character of a phrase or a name doesn't have one, turn the second one into Murda form and repeat until you're done. Usually a word or a phrase in Murda form only have one character being modernized, but highly respected names are written entirely in Murda form if possible. Aksara Murda have its own pasangan form and are able to be paired with Sandhangan. But guild consonant cannot be written in Murda form except the one paired with Sandhangan Wyanjana, but Aksara Murda cannot be paired with pangkon. Aksara Swara are characters designated for vowels without consonant, hence the name Swara. In modern Javanese, Aksara Swara are used for someone name or foreign words that their pronunciation need to be cleared up. Aksara Swara cannot be paired with Sandhangan or become pasangan themselves because they are vowels and not consonants. If you think that those 20 initial characters or Aksara Nglegena are missing out a lot of consonants, then you're right. Because when Islam spreads in Jawa, it brings several unique consonants from Arabic, and these consonants are absorbed by Aksara Jawa in form of Aksara Rekan. The orthography of these characters are basically your usual Nglegena but slapped with 3 tones on top. And Aksara Rekan includes kho, dho, fa, za, go, ain, sha, ha, kof. Trying to pair Aksara Rekan to some pasangan will introduce ambiguity. This ambiguity exists that you cannot differentiate what consonants are being reckoned. For example, we cannot tell if this word is pronounced as abza, or afjo, or afza. To mitigate that, we put a visible pangkon between po and jo, and teach the pasangan form while adding the rekan symbol to the needed consonant. And you might say to yourself, how do you insert a visible pangkon without rendering a pasangan? If you're lazy, just put space after the pangkon. Or if you're knowledgeable in Unicode, you might use 0 with space or ZWSP to replace that space. Seeing how there are many symbols and features in Aksara Jawa, it's gonna be a little hard to type something without creating ambiguity. So the orders of typing are guild consonant, rekan, pangkon, pasangan, rekan again, Sandhangan Wyanjana, Sandhangan Swara, and then Panyigeg Wanda. So you can type something like fjur, which is, I don't know why would you need that, but whatever. I won't be going on as much on Aksara Angka because they behave like the same number does in English. They behave the same way as the decimal system but without the dot or comma that are used to divide numbers into thousands, millions, or billions, and so on. Because some of them looks the same with other characters, we put pangkat around it to signify that it is a number that we're writing. Aksara Jawa have punctuation that some of them resembles the one in English. For example, we have lingso that are used like a comma, lungsi that used like a period, adek that used as a quotation mark, pisalah that used as a parenthesis, pangkat used like a colon and also used to wrap a number around. Those 5 are easy to explain and here's the punctuation that differ from English. Rangkap is used to signify that the word is repeated 2 times in the writing. Rerengan are used as a decoration around a title, although this is optional. Adek-adek are used to open a paragraph as opposed to period which are used to end a sentence. And this next punctuation are used inside a letter or a message. They are called podo surat. Andap are used to introduce a letter to a person with younger age or lower rank. Madhya are used to introduce a letter to a person with equal age or rank. Luhur are used to introduce a letter to a person with older age or higher rank. Guru are used to introduce a letter to a person with unknown or no distinction of age or rank. Pancha are used to end a letter regardless of someone's age or rank. If any kill consonant ever met with this punctuation, just pair the kill consonant with pangkon so as not to create any mishaps. So okay, that's all from me. Bye.